Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Night Watch podcast. I'm Nick, and this is Noah. And today we got three big topics for you guys. We're going to start off with the first half of season four. We're going to review Invincible, and then we're going to go on to Project Hail Mary review, and then we got some talk on the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. We're going to start off with Invincible first. We're going to go episode by episode, since we've had four episodes the first half of season four. So starting with episode one, what did you think so far?
So my first few notes on this were I thought it was a great reintroduction to our characters.
Yeah.
Like it's been a minute since we've
Mhm.
seen these characters, and I don't know about everyone else, but I did not go back and like rewatch the seasons
I didn't either. I didn't.
before this started. So um the review at the beginning was helpful because it was like getting me back into
Yeah,
that
I,
mode.
I watched it too, like the recap.
Yeah, the recap thing because
Yeah,
I was like I have no
yeah,
I like, had not remembered where we were. So that was my first note I had. The first thing that I noticed was like Conquest getting out.
yeah.
Like,
I,
why would he not just use an ear blocker like he did with Mark?
yeah, what's funny is when I was like writing down my notes for episode one, I like completely forgot about that, and I was just thinking about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's like one of the biggest things that happens
Yeah,
in episode one.
easily. I mean, like,
That
and
happens
then
at the end, right?
uh, I
Was it
can't remember where it
episode?
happens in the episode, but I know that like that like happens, and I
Yeah,
was immediately I was like, this is not like Cecil at all. Like Cecil is a super like
yeah,
prepared guy. He's always usually one step ahead of everyone else, especially in this universe. I feel like,
yeah,
and this was like very much not like him. I liked the joke though with Donald when they're standing there and
yeah.
Donald's like, "You need to tell Mark," or like, "Are you going to tell Mark?" And he's like, "If you want my job, just say
Yeah,
it."
because they were just talking about that. Like another thing I wanted to point out was just how aggressive Mark is this season. 'Cause obviously, he's been through so much,
Yeah.
and then they throw that joke in because I'm pretty sure that was right after Mark was talking to him, and they were gone to it.
Was that? I can't remember if it was before the sec. It wasn't. That was not before the sec. That was before the Seclins, though, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I believe so. But yeah, Mark's been super aggressive this season, and I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, there's some stuff that happened, and we'll get into it in like episode two and three, I believe, that we've never seen Mark act that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but overall, episode one, I thought it was solid. I didn't think it was anything crazy. Like, if we're comparing it to like the I'd say the season openers, it's probably like I definitely prefer season one's. Probably season three's too. I mean, it's definitely towards the bottom half of the season, but it's a solid episode. Like I don't.
Yeah, I agree. I had it on here too. Like I enjoyed this. Like you said, the idea that like Mark realizes he can't keep pulling back. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna have to like actually like try to like stop people, and sometimes that means killing people.
Mhm.
But it's like also like he's trying to figure out that fine line between like stopping people and killing them, but
Yeah.
like not becoming Omni Man and like just killing everyone,
Mhm.
no matter what. So I I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of hoping the Sequid story is kind of over with.
I was just about to ask you that because I was not a big fan of it.
No, I'm kind of over it. Like I feel like this is like the third or fourth time they've done it,
Yeah.
and it's third or fourth time in 3 or 4 seasons that they've done it,
Mhm.
and so I'm just like kind of over it. Um, I also just feel like it's like the same thing. It's like they're on the brink of almost like destroying everything, and then in the
Yeah.
last second they get defeated, and so it's like I'm kind of just like over that storyline.
Yeah. And then I guess the other thing I wrote down, actually, I think in this episode, I think episode one, this episode and either two or three, which we'll talk about, like he almost feels like the dinosaurus, like
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
host
yeah,
of it. That was like the first time, and he was like about to, and Oliver stops him, which is
yeah.
like I said, like we've never seen Mark act like that before, which is I'm curious how it's gonna go because you know Donald made that joke of Cecil saying like, oh, you know, he'll kill me
Yeah.
if I tell him about conquest. That's gonna happen eventually.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be from like, do you think he's going to tell him or like conquest is just gonna show up and Mark will find out that way?
I think it's going to be Conquest is going to show up, and
Yeah,
that's how he's going to find out. But something else I hadn't even thought about. But also in the same episode, the guy that makes the Reanimin, what's his name again?
um, I'm spacing his name, but I know what you're talking
But yeah, the guy that makes the Reanimin, the scientist, the evil scientist.
about.
He comes back to try to talk to Mark
Yeah,
in that episode, and Mark basically like blows him off. But like Mark, like Cecil makes a joke about how he didn't like go through the ceiling, so like he's at least hoping that Mark's not completely gone off the rails. So like I thought it was interesting. Like Mark's shown this side where he like realizes he has to like he's gonna have to kill to save people, but like he's still not like just going and killing like everyone. Like he realizes there's a line between when he needs to do it and when he doesn't.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, overall, I guess another thing I was episode one I feel like had a lot in it.
it did.
It probably had more because I feel like the other episodes were more focused.
Yeah,
But this one had it was kind of like you said, introducing everything and just had a lot of like stuff that are gonna be plot lines for the entire season. One of them being that we didn't talk about Eve's powers and how they kept showing that she would make something, but
Yeah.
everything would just like disintegrate.
yeah,
I don't know how that's gonna play into it. I don't know if that's something that's gonna affect how long that's gonna affect her.
Yeah.
But she's like one of the most powerful characters in the show.
Oh,
Like,
easily.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be interesting how that plays out. But get it in the next episode now.
This is something I think I put later on. Yeah, I put it in a later episode too, and I think it falls into this episode as well. This whole like these new guardians that like Cecil's constructed, this new group of guardians.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to care about them as much as I did beforehand. With no Rex or Shrinking Ray or even Immortal. Well, no one likes Immortal, but still, he was the guy that like was polarizing, so it made you care a little bit. And then Duplicate, like it's kind of hard to like care about them as much. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't on the edge of my seat, like oh my gosh, is one of them gonna die?
Me neither.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like the only two we really care about at this point are like Rex and Monster Girl because they're kind of like
Yeah.
a part of
And
that.
those two were easily like at least so far this season I've had like the spotlight of that group. But yeah, like there's at this point like you have like Debbie, Mark, Omni Man, Alan, Cecil, Eve, and then you have those two that we just talked about. But like besides that, unless I'm just forgetting someone, but those were the characters. Those are the ones
Yeah.
we care about, and the other ones, yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe they'll fix that. Like maybe
Yeah, I'm hoping they
maybe
do.
we'll start to care about them more. But as of right now, I agree on that. But they also just haven't put much in spotlight.
No, they haven't. And I don't know, I'm interested to see the dynamic. Wait, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but like,
Well, I mean, we're about. Is this an episode 2 that you're about to talk about?
or I think it might be 3.
Well, we can jump out here.
Well, just like how when Monster Girl and Rex get trapped with in a different dimension.
Yeah.
With the Flaxens or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I don't know how like if the other Guardians are still gonna be kind of in the show while they're in the other dimension or like while that like storyline's going on, but I don't know. Like like I said, I just right now I'm struggling to even care about the Guardians like at all. Like it's kind of sucks because like I said like when all those other people were still in it, like you care a lot.
Care about all of them.
Yeah. But now it's just kind of like
All right, we ready for episode 2?
yeah, good episode 2.
I think we are both going to agree here. I think this was easily the best episode of the 4.
Yeah, easily.
I think it's. I think this is probably a top 10 episode of the show. Like,
Yeah. I had in the hair one of the best in the entire show.
It is one of the best in the entire show.
I think the finale and pretty much all of the seasons is probably better. The episode before the finale in 3.
Yes, I also think you can say the episode 1, season 1 finale, and the episode before that finale.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think episode 1 of season 1.
was the pilot.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's another one that's probably up there. But like you're talking about these are like all above 9s out of 10s episodes.
I
Like
think I would give this episode probably like a 8.5.
yeah,
It's up there. Yeah, it's definitely top 10. I was kind of going through it too. It might be French top 10, but because there's so many good episodes.
yeah,
But it's one of the best. Like that whole Onion and backstory and just learning more about
Yes.
it was. That's just like what we've been waiting for, and we finally got the all inside of one episode, and it was like insanely good.
yeah.
Yeah. What
I also
specific from that episode that
uh I love like getting to see more of Alan and Nolan like together, like their friendship.
how do you
growing.
feel about that joke they did nonstop when they were
Oh yeah, I had really had in here Alan's stays clapping cheeks. Like he literally the whole episode.
yeah
Uh
like it literally like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Just
I know.
kept going to that joke over and over again. Yeah, it was funny. It got to a point that I was okay. Well, how long is this gonna go?
Exactly.
Because it was going for like the whole episode.
Well, it was kind of funny too when Nolan like he was like, okay, I can't take this anymore,
Yeah.
and he like walks out and he like finds out there's a room that's literally like has a bed that's it, and he like goes out and like starts yelling at the captain of the ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was funny too, but yeah, it did get to there to the end where you're like, okay, how long is this bit gonna go on?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do you have anything? I literally just wrote down like Omni Man backstory. All of that was just.
Yeah, that's mostly what I had on here too.
Did you notice like how much they made his character, like his younger self, look just like Mark?
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was Mark at first when they first started.
Yeah.
And but then when I heard one of the kids call him Nolan,
Yeah.
like the kids that he's like
Asian.
teaching or whatever. Yeah, and then you realize that's it's Nolan. Another thing I saw or I thought about in the episode was thinking one guy, the betrayer.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but like we kind of knew that he was the betrayer, like they hinted at it, but then he
Yeah.
like comes out and fully tells them like, yeah, I'm the guy that betrayed. Um, and like isn't it was interesting to see kind of how too like Nolan's trying to balance this, like he wants to like repay for what he did, and he wants to like you know help stop the Viltrumites, but he still feels like he's a part of them too.
Yeah.
It's like he's like he wants to stop them, but he doesn't want to like eradicate them.
Yeah.
And so like when he shows him that he has that other virus or whatever that he can
Yeah.
drop, like he's like, okay, I need to go get Mark, and we need to stop him without like
Yeah.
fully on killing him.
Yeah. One thing that I was gonna ask you this. So in this episode, I believe before they would just say like you were sent to a certain planet to conquer that planet. Did they ever before this episode say that they also wanted to try to have kids and see like what?
I don't ever remember that. I do remember them saying like Conquest says it, and Anissa maybe says it too when she comes to talk to Mark
Yeah.
about how they're supposed to like complete the mission or something like that is what they say. Like I seem to remember them saying something like that. Um, maybe I'm wrong, but like if that is what they said, maybe that's what they were hinting at was this like that they're this idea that they're trying to like procreate these different
Yeah.
types of beings to
I
see
would
which ones are
because
compatible.
I think that they never mentioned that before. That makes a
No.
lot more sense now, and it makes sense why no one reacted the way he did when Mark did get his powers.
Yeah.
With the whole like
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense now. But
Yeah. And it also makes more sense too when he goes to the other planet to like and have Oliver.
yeah,
Like, why he's so quick to like
just have a kid.
to have another kid.
Yeah.
Because it makes it feel like wow, he really at first you're like, wow, he really did not care about Debbie at all. Like he just was like he moved on as quick as possible and have another kid. Um Also, I've noticed this is kind of another a side note, doesn't necessarily have to do anything with the episode, but I don't know if you've noticed Oliver's getting like lighter and lighter
Yes.
pink.
He's like almost just like the human skin. color.
Yeah,
Like, you can still see like the purple. But
yeah.
it's very light.
It's because I saw this video about this guy talking about it, and it's so true. Like his Thraxan DNA is like dying already.
Yeah.
Because their life cycles are so quick. Like on their planet, they live for like a couple weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's barely any time. So like I think eventually he'll just be like a normal skin tone, like just fully human colored.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely. I mean, it's going towards that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like next season, he probably will.
yeah,
But yeah. I mean, episode 2 is awesome.
yeah, easily. In my opinion, easily top 10 in the series.
All right. Well, episode 3, I think this was kind of around the same boat where episode 1. Like if I was gonna give it like a rating, it was solid. It was nothing special. This is the episode that I was kind of hinting at earlier that had that one thing I want to talk about. What Mark finally does kill someone. I believe I wrote his down. His name was Russ, I believe, but he was the host.
He
And
does that in episode 1, doesn't he?
that episode 1 is where I believe episode 1 is where he almost kills someone. Does he go through it in episode 3, or does he do that in episode 1?
I thought he did that episode, didn't episode 1. I think he does it in episode 1 because that's when the whole separate storyline happens.
Yeah. Does it not?
No, it is in 3. It
Because
is in 3.
the second
Because
one ends in episode 3. Because at the end of episode 1, we see like it in the showers with.
yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because because he has to help the Sequids while Oliver's fighting Mr. Lee.
Because all that was happening at once.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That is when he decides to kill for the first time.
Yeah, that is the big thing of that episode. Because like I mean, it was him in that episode 1, and he finally goes through it, and it was, I mean, he had a reason to do it, and in episode 4 especially, you see him kind of dealing with that, and
Yeah.
how it affects him, which is good. And he has the conversation with who was the Taylor? The Taylor guy's name.
I can't remember.
But he has
yeah, I know you're talking about
he has that conversation with him about how he feels, and him saying like the fact that you're dealing with this proves that um, you're not ever going to become Omni Man. Like
Yeah.
he says, so I thought that all that dialogue was really good.
Yeah, I agree.
And it gives me a little bit more hope because at first, like before that, when that happened, I was like, dude, is Mark actually about to become like this savage? And just not caring and killing everyone. But I think who knows what's going to happen because obviously, he doesn't know about Conquest yet. And Thread is coming soon. So
Yeah.
we don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure that Mark's going to do more stuff that just questions like what his morals are and just goes against what he believes.
Or like if someone like is to attack like Oliver or Debbie or Eve,
Yeah.
like he might just go like rage mode.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But yeah, that was like, for me, that was the definite standout of episode 3. And then you have at the very end of the episode, you have them showing that Eve is pregnant.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because especially with everything that's going on in Mark's life, I wonder how he's going to take that.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see that because
I know
because episode ended up
before it ends. Yeah.
But yeah,
I had one note on that was like Rex is supposed to be this, or Rex, or whatever you want to call him, it's supposed to be this like super intelligent person, and then like his scanner doesn't pick up on that she's pregnant.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? Like she's standing on that scanner, and he's like, "All your vitals are normal. I don't know what's wrong with you."
that is true.
And like, how would he not pick up on her being pregnant?
That is true.
I don't.
I never thought about that.
That's to me. That's a little bit of a plot hole in the episode. I struggle to like believe that Rex wouldn't have like caught that, but
No, I mean maybe there was a reason for it.
yeah, that's true.
So we'll see.
And then I'm excited. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but the Flaxens return. Um, I liked that they used the song. You know the one song. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like people like a lot of people associate it with Omni Man, but it's because the first time you hear the song is when he like is like killing all of them and flies into their dimension.
Yeah.
But they played the song again. I thought that was cool. It's like kind of like the Flaxens like theme song almost. And then like yeah, the end of that fight, Robot and Monster Girl get caught in that dimension.
Yeah.
I'm like really interested to see like their relationship's obviously been growing and
yeah, they're gonna have they're building towards something there with that dynamic, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, it's interesting. We'll see where that goes. It was cool though. And I agree that Jackson was adding them back was cool. I like them a lot more than the Cephas.
yeah, I agree. They're way more interesting. Like they're just like the
Also, I completely forgot that they die so fast.
yeah when they're not
So
using
it's
that.
kind of cool. And
Yeah.
I love how like as one of them is dying and they're trying to close the portal, he like goes through, and as he's dying, he gets to the shut off, and then the portal closes.
Yeah,
and
cuts in half. Yeah.
that was really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's all I got for episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, we didn't even talk about this necessarily yet. The whole order thing. The order. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much I care about that storyline either.
Yeah.
Like
It was really that right.
yeah, I would say I don't. I really don't hear. I don't know how much I care about the order. Machine Head's cool. Like everyone loves the. I know your family is
Yeah,
like the little
that's
meme or whatever. Everyone loves that meme. And like he's cool or whatever. It's like I don't really know how much I care about him or even what's the rock guy's name? Titan.
Titan, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
I do kind of like Titan.
You do like Titan?
Yeah. I also thought I believe it is in episode 3 where Mark starts like beating him up and saying like something about don't ever touch my family. And he actually does that really in episode 2. So it was kind of cool that he Titan has those same feelings as Mark, and Mark ends up beating him up because of those similar feelings that they have between the two. So I thought that was cool.
It's also interesting that Oliver stops him from killing Titan,
Yeah.
but like literally a season ago, Oliver's like just destroying the knowledge ones
Yeah.
for no reason. So like it's like you see the growth in Oliver too. Like because at the beginning, Oliver just like didn't care and was killing people. And Mark helping him realize that like you can't just kill people for no reason. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had on that episode.
Well, episode 4, I've seen a lot of people put a lot of hate on this episode.
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on IMDb. I think it's like the lowest rated episode in the whole series.
Yeah, I saw. Is it lowest now?
I think it was lowest.
It was bottom two last time I like looked. It might be lowest now. I wouldn't be surprised because I do think this is one of the weaker episodes.
I
for
did
sure.
too.
It's mainly because like that whole episode, the only thing that really like made the plot go forward was the ending. Just like,
Yeah, 100%.
everything that looked like in Hell was like it was just kind of just like there, you know. Like,
Yeah, it was fully filler. We had not met any of these characters previous to Damien Darkblood.
yeah, it was cool to see him back.
It was cool to see him back, but we haven't seen him since season one. Like the end of season 2. I can't. It was season 1, season 2.
I want to say it was the end of season 1, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think it was because he gets banished back to hell because he doesn't. Cecil doesn't want him to reveal that Omni Man was the killer of the Guardians. But so like I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know, I said this a lot. I don't want this to I don't want to think like it's this guy's trying to act like he doesn't care. But like I feel like they're just introducing these storylines where like I don't know how much we all care about them. Like,
I've seen stuff that Robert Kirkman he's a big part of the show, and he keeps adding things like 'cause he thinks that he wants to add on to what he already wrote, and he thinks that he can make everything better. But I mean, there's been some things that I've seen he's added. Like I haven't read the comics, you haven't either, so like I don't know what is real, what isn't. But I've seen people talk about it. Some stuff that I've seen he's added is pretty good, but like this is one of them that like we didn't really need that. You
know? Yeah, I think I saw something like I can't I know this is not for certain because I have not like like you said you know unless I read the comics, but I thought I saw something about maybe like Rex and Shrinking Ray's relationship wasn't really a thing in the comics, and he kind of made it a thing into the show.
I think I did see something.
Like that would be like that's a cool storyline, and like it just because it like fills in or feeds up to like Rex becoming a good guy, about to have this like this journey back to like being a better guy, and then obviously he sacrifices himself during the Invincible War, but yeah. I thought it was an okay. It's kind of filler. I think.
I was like, it's an entertaining episode.
It is. It is. Like, and there's some good fights. There's some cool fights in this.
Yeah.
The Volcanica girl, she's pretty sick. Like, she's a cool villain.
You can tell they were saving money on animation.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, like when they're falling down that bottomless pit, which
yeah,
it was actually pretty funny. Like how long last night.
Yeah.
Like the mask going up and down. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny too.
Once they get to the bottom and he says, I'm throwing you up and I'll catch you, and it just shows him the whole time Damien. Then he comes back down and then he comes back up with the crown and it's just defeated. Like they just didn't want to show that fight.
No, yeah.
So that does make me think that they are saving the money because
for sure
gonna get some crazy stuff towards the end.
Yeah, we're like they're I was saying the frag fights like they're gonna want to make this work.
So I mean, well, yeah, I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Are you done with episode 4 first of all? So I figured we'd close off with this.
I liked how they continued to like you kind of talked about earlier, like Mark's working through these emotions of like he killed a guy and but then I liked how like at the end of the fight with Volcanica, like he realizes like in my opinion, I don't know if this is true, but like to me it seemed like he realized like it's like the killing is not always the answer, but like sometimes it is. Like he realized like he had to kill her, there's no other option.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really cool. The symbolism was cool too about how he went back and picked up his old suit.
Yeah.
And like he kind of has gotten his mojo back. Like he feels like his self again.
You just reminded me. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the blue suit looks like so much better this season. I don't know if you noticed that.
What, like the blue and black one or the new
blue and black?
Yeah, no, I thought maybe it's the tone.
It like
blue.
pops more.
Yeah.
I like loved it. So like when he got his old suit back, I was like, that's cool, but like I was like, dude, I loved that blue suit. But yeah, it's cool to see him go back to that. So and I guess we should talk about the end of the episode because that's a pretty good cliffhanger. I want to say that the next 4 are really, really good, like all of them. So, especially, I'm pretty confident that the last, because like every single season of Invincible so far, the last 2 episodes have been like so good, especially like the finales. So I'm kind of confident it's going to be like that. But what I wanted to ask you is when you're comparing the first 4 episodes of Invincible season 4 to the first 4 episodes of Invincible seasons 1 to 3, where do you think that ranks? because
It's probably not better than 3.
it's not. I think 3 is the best.
Yeah, I don't. It's definitely not better than 3. It's probably not better than 1 either. But I think you could have the debate with 2.
Okay. I was like looking back some of the episodes because like obviously I should probably rewatch them and make this like a confirmed like opinion, but I think this has been the weakest start so far. If we're just talking about the first 4 episodes, I do think this because like my current ranking of the show right now is 3, 1, 2. I think it will be better than 2 just because I am pretty confident like what we're gonna see Thrag. They're clearly saving money on the animation. I just feel like all that build up of Mark, Omni Man and Alan going back to Mark to get him ready for war. I
Yeah.
feel like there's gonna be some crazy stuff happens. So I'm confident that this second half is going to push it up by season 2. I just don't know if it will be season 1 through. That's kind of what I'm predicting, but I'm excited. So.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean I can't say for certain because I don't know how this rag stuff's gonna look.
Yeah,
But I would struggle to believe that even the fight's gonna be really really good at the end to top the conquest fight. Like
yeah.
I don't think and with how just 3 was just peak all the way throughout. Like all the Rex storyline is so good.
I
Like
guess let Cecil's backstory.
yeah, Cecil backstory. Like there's so much good stuff in that season. Like and then even the Allen and Nolan stuff towards the end of that season and with Battle Beast. Like that fight when they're in the prison and in space is so good. Like I to me there's probably no way this beats season 3. Like I don't think it has a chance to even catch it.
I kind of feel that way with season 1 too, because I do prefer season 3. I think season 1 is close though, because my favorite episode in the show is the season 1 finale. I think, just everything between Mark and Nolan. But yeah, it sucks because I really do think this season is gonna end like crazy. But I just feel like it was too weak of a. I don't want to say weak because I enjoyed it, but compared to the other starts, I just feel like it wasn't as good to the point where I don't know if it can catch up to how good
Yeah,
season 3 was. 'Cause like you said, it was just so consistently good throughout.
we basically just got 2 filler episodes essentially, and the 2 episodes of like stuff that actually mattered. Like
Well,
because
the only one that I'd really consider filler is episode 4. Like, but
I feel like 1 could kind of. I mean, I guess conquest escaping is pretty important.
episode 1 just so much stuff.
Yeah, it does. It does. I take that back. It really is only 1 filler, but um, yeah, I think I really have on here excited. I'm excited to see how Mark reacts to his dad and Alan being there, and also like the whole storyline with Eve being pregnant. And like one of the things also I forgot to mention during 4, I kind of liked was like whenever he gives the crown back to Satan and like he becomes like his full form and like Damien kneels and like he wouldn't kneel. I thought that was so awesome.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a joke. What was it? It's when he first gets there. He says like he's like tell them that you're in hell, and he's like what? That was kind of funny because it was like he's like why am I in hell?
I kind of like this idea that they've done with it that like hell is not really like this. Obviously, like our hell, what we consider is like this other dimension place that you get sent to.
It's just
Yeah, but this is just deep within Earth. Like this is like so that aspect's kind of cool of like how it's just like a different almost like realm within the Earth.
Yeah.
I thought that story like that type of story was cool.
Yeah, I feel bad like because like I enjoyed that episode, but like if we're just talking about just like how much each episode is like progressed the plot and like how much it means to like character wise and stuff, it just definitely was the weakest.
Oh, and it's because the whole time we're spending the episode with characters we just met for the first time,
Yeah,
and we have no connection to. They're not helping us build towards like any sort of like story with these characters. So it's just like, I mean, I will say I do think it was important because we kind of get to see Mark like through this journey of like him like trying to become okay with like the new version of himself. Um, so I think that part, like I think the fight sequence at the end is important because it helps him like see that journey through, and also the stuff with the Taylor, like all that stuff's like great and that.
we need to remember their names.
I know
So,
we do.
we like butchering 3 names.
I know. I can't remember his name right now, but
Yeah, it's been a solid start to the season. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the episodes. But yeah,
if you had to give Invincible a score out of 10 right now, like all 4
Just-
seasons, yeah,
All of them combined?
Yes, like just this season right now.
Oh, just the season, just season 4.
Yeah, just season
Okay.
4.
I thought you were talking about the full show.
No,
Uh, just okay. So I would give, like I said, the second episode like 8.5 or 9. I think episode 1 and 3 are probably about like a 7. I'd probably give episode 4 like a, I think like 5 or 6. So probably 7 or 8, 7.5.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I mean that's still a good story. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I think this show is just so consistent. So I want to say that like season 1 and 3 for sure were definitely at least an 8. Season 2 is probably around that too, just because I think season 2 starts off pretty well. It's just I think the ending of it is as good as season 1.
yeah,
But yeah, I would say 7.5, 7.
yeah. I would agree. I I try to not let my bias take over in terms of like
Just because you're a big
just because I love
Yeah.
the show and like the other seasons because like if you try to include the stuff from the other seasons, it makes this season better. But I'm like isolating it by itself. It's been an okay season of television, not a great one.
Yeah.
But like we said, like you can clearly tell they're like trying to like save money for the animation later on.
Yeah, there's a good listen.
Yeah, there's gonna be some really good fights. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they blow because like maybe they blow it out the water because usually in these past seasons, like the last 2 episodes have been the ones that are like, dang, that is just crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe like it starts on that next episode. If it is like that, maybe it will just be like on tier with like season 1. So
well, even if we get like a normal Invincible episode, like let's say one of the first two, the next two that come out is like an 8,
yeah,
and like I feel like that's like an average Invincible episode is probably around an 8,
yeah,
and then like we get one that's on like on that the tier of like 2 from this season, and then we finish out how we normally finish out, like we could be looking at a way different number, like in terms of score, like by the end of this,
like I said, you never know. Like I mean, maybe like this was all just built up and it's not being like crazier than anything we've ever seen this last 4 episodes. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. So
yeah. Oh, something else I wanted to mention too is like I like Space Racer quite a bit too. Like went from episode 2, like I think his character's cool and like how he's agreed to help him and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see more from him. I also thought it was cool this idea of like all those villains that like or not necessarily villains, but just creatures that could kill them, Viltrumites, and like they're going through and trying to see like which ones they can use and stuff. It also helps to show like how bad the Viltrumites are.
yeah.
Like they're willing to just go around and kill anything in their path that might stop them.
Yeah, they just want full power.
Yeah.
So
So I thought that stuff was interesting.
dude, it's crazy how. Oh, also another thing, the ring around their
Oh yeah,
with all
the bodies.
the
Yeah,
dude,
that was
the
insane.
piles and piles of Viltrumites that died was actually crazy.
He said billions then when he
Yes.
reported the numbers and
Yes,
like that.
like
Yeah.
crazy. Like imagine if that never happened.
I know.
There's nothing no one could do anything.
No,
It'd be over.
it would be over.
Yeah, like
You'd have to like make an army of those dinosaur things on the one planet. I can't remember their name. They're called, but
yeah,
like you'd have to.
those were on timing.
Yeah, they were.
They were going crazy.
Yeah, you'd have to literally you an army of those. And,
Yeah.
like that's the only way you could even fight
And
back.
it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Close, so, anything else in Invincible?
I think that's it. I'm like I think we're like we said we're both like super excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. All right. You ready for Project Hail Mary?
yeah, let's talk some Project Hail Mary.
All right. So we're gonna get into Project Hail Mary now. We saw this on Tuesday night. We were recording this on a Thursday.
You gonna do non-spoilers first?
We probably should.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll warn you guys when we do spoilers, just because we don't want to.
I know it's annoying. Like if you're watching it and you want to like hear what we think, but also you haven't seen it, so like we'll do non-spoilers first. Do you want to give like a score?
Yeah, we can give a score.
Okay. Doing it's hard for me not to give this a 10.
I agree. I'm not even joking. I know we kind of talked about it like when we
Yeah.
came out of the theater. We were like, okay, we gotta save this stuff for the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a 10. This film is going to be compared a lot to Interstellar.
It already is.
Yeah, I mean it's going to happen not only because they're space movies, but their stories are very similar.
Yeah.
So like this,
I haven't seen The Martian. I've heard it's very similar to.
yeah, there's aspects of it's basically if you just combine The Martian and Interstellar, this is what this movie is. Like
Okay.
this idea of needing to save Earth and going to space to try and save it, and then being stuck by yourself. Um, that's kind of like from The Martian, like that. It's kind of just combines those two ideas
Yeah.
together.
Okay. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because there is something I think they could like. I don't even know if this is really a negative, but one thing that I would say that I would maybe change and make it a little bit better is: do you agree that the movie starts really taking off the first minute that Grace meets Rocky?
No, I agree. Yeah, I guess I feel like there's a lot of storyline that has to
Yes.
happen before then, and so it's a lot
That
of like
stuff is
information.
necessary. That stuff is necessary at the beginning. Where I'm going with this is since there's non-linear storytelling, which I'm fine with. I don't know what your opinion on that is, but I thought it was pretty easy to understand where everything was taking place.
Yeah, I did.
Um, one thing that I think they could have done is what if they moved the stuff where he first meets Rocky back so we get that sooner, and some of the stuff that we have at the beginning comes after since it's non-linear anyway. And I'm not sure how that would sit if you're sitting down and watching it. Like, obviously, maybe it wouldn't work, but if they could do that, that would start. That's that moment. Like, because the movie is what it is. Like, how much I love it because of Grace and Rocky's relationship.
Yeah,
So if
100%.
they make that start earlier, maybe like from that point on, I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Instead of right here, that's when I feel like
Yeah.
that's amazing.
No, I think it's a fair argument. Personally, I just like thought it was I thought it was fine how it was. Like I
It
thought
is fine. Like it's that's why I was saying like it's not really a negative. Like part of me
yeah,
is just like should I give it a 9.5 just because I think they could have done that better, or should I just give it the 10? You know?
yeah,
Maybe I'll just give it a 9.75. Just go in the middle.
yeah.
It's pretty close to perfect. It was one of the better movies I've seen in theaters, and we also talked about this. I would be very surprised, even with how stacked this year's movie slate is, if this was not a top three movie.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna struggle to believe it's not really top three. Some other things I had for the non-spoiler section was visually this movie was insane. Like we saw in IMAX, it was the
Especially everything in space when they were like there's a scene where they I don't know if this is really spoiler, but there's a scene where they do something and they go outside of the ship and it is just the color, everything is just absolutely beautiful. And seeing it in IMAX, it was one of the best like viewing experiences I've ever had.
yeah, I really put like in the last 5 to 10 years, and honestly, that's pretty much all I can remember about of my life.
Yeah.
Of going to see movies a lot. So like that probably one of the best movies I've ever seen visually. I also just put like I said this to you in the car after the movie too, but like it's just refreshing to get a new story that's not like a franchise or a sequel of something.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's why we're seeing it reflected in the box offices. Like people are like going out in droves to see this because it's this new interesting story where like there's characters you've never met before and no ties to anything, and you can just go and enjoy this experience for itself.
One thing that could have played into that is just Ryan Gosling.
That's true.
I'll say this in the last forward section too. He is really good in this. He's pretty much good in everything. He's one of the best working actors right now, and I really enjoyed him. But he kills it. And if we're talking about like Oscars wise, like this movie, I mean, this year is gonna be so stacked with movies, so you don't know but he's going to be nominated for an Oscar. I don't know if he'll win it, but maybe he will get my like if I were to vote, he would get my vote. But he's awesome. He kills it, especially if you consider the fact that like there's not like he's pretty much in space by himself. He's acting like with no one around him.
Yeah,
Like for a lot of that movie. So
especially at the beginning,
yeah.
like it's. I thought his performance was insane.
So
You want to go ahead and get into spoilers?
um,
You got anything
we
else?
took one more thing. This movie's surprisingly really funny.
Yeah, I agree.
I rarely like you saw me laughing at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I saw you too. I never really laugh that often in movies.
Yeah.
It takes the joke has to be pretty funny for me to laugh.
Yeah.
I laughed about like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I really have it on here like that. I laughed audibly multiple times, which like you said, I'm not always the guy that laughs out loud during the movie, but yeah, there was multiple times, and like at the theater too. Just thought it looked like you
A
could
lot of
tell.
people laughing around us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're laughing more than us just because like I said, I don't really laugh.
Yeah.
Much, but like the parts that I laughed, this theater pretty much erupted. Like it
Yeah,
was funny.
It was funny.
But yeah, that's all I really got for because the rest is probably spoilers. So
Yeah. Okay. So this is your guys' spoiler warning.
yeah.
Skip ahead to Spider-Man Brand New Day, or come back and watch later or whatever. Um, this is your warning. Uh, yeah, I agree. Loved Grace and Rocky's relationship. Like
It's like that is the movie. Like
it is the movie.
it is amazing. Like every single scene with them is just like there, and it's like there's comedy. Like I said, most of the funny things that I laughed at was their relationship. There's also so many emotional moments. I'm a pretty emotional person. I actually did not shed a tear during this movie, but I got really close because there was some uh, scenes between them, like when uh, you think that Rocky dies and he ends up, and then Grace ends up staying with him and just waiting for him to wake back up, and he tells him, you know, I'll watch you sleep because
Yeah,
there's that dialogue at the very beginning of the movie. Is all that stuff was really good.
yeah. I thought it was great too.
No, I'll go. I'll say something with comedy real quick. One of the jokes that really got me, I think, the most was when he was eating like noodles, like ramen, I think, in front of them, and he goes, Rocky, something like,
Like says a
"You
disgusting.
you eat you eat nasty or something."
Yeah.
And he just says, "Then how do you eat?" And he just like
He
takes
just
his like arm and puts it
like up his butt
yeah,
basically.
and it, Mark goes like, "Oh," that was so funny. That got me really bad.
I also love the fist my bump joke.
Yes,
They had they had a couple callbacks to that too.
yeah,
Um, like there's so and, like I thought it was funny too when at the end they're going back into that dome that they can see like different parts of like Earth
yeah,
and Rocky's got like bling on
yeah,
like for the like as he says celebrating. I thought that was funny
yeah.
too. Um, it's really good.
There's another. I didn't think you laughed at this as far as me. The thing that really got me is when Grace was asking him like, "Oh, you a mate?" And he like, what's her name? He just goes, "Oh," like it just lasts for so long.
Yeah.
He says, and then Ryan Gosling makes a comment. It's like, "Oh, that's beautiful." Like that was really. It got me really. That was like the first time I laughed out loud.
In that same sequence, I thought it was so funny too when he said something about like Rocky's like, "Oh, you don't have a mate?"
Yeah,
And he's no, and he's like, "My girlfriend left me for Mark."
I
And
hate.
Rocky goes, "Rocky hate Mark."
Yeah, yeah,
I thought that was
that was
funny
it
too.
was really funny. But
Um,
it was kind of it's crazy how funny that movie is because I thought it was just gonna be like, kind of like a serious like
yeah, I agree.
save the Earth movie, but it was so funny. Like that's where the most I've laughed in the theater in a while.
Yeah, I actually had a thing on here too. You kind of brought it up earlier. I loved the non-linear storytelling. I loved the jumping
Yes.
because they did it well. I think it can be a problem in movies if you don't distinguish well between
Yes.
what's
You have
present.
to have a good order for it.
Yeah,
I think they nailed it.
yeah, I agree. And um, I saw some people saying that I thought the twist was great, where like
At the very
at
end,
the end, yeah, where
he didn't.
he doesn't want to go, but you remember her name?
No.
Oh my gosh, we're so bad today. We can't think of anybody's name.
We
But
names.
the
I know.
yeah, she basically makes him go.
Yeah.
I thought that twist was great. Like
Yeah, I agree.
the whole time you're kind of sitting there and you're like, okay, if they had other people, other recruits that were supposed to be the scientists on this mission, and you're kind of like wondering like, okay, how does he get involved? Like, how do they end up pulling Grace into this type of thing? Then of course the ship like, explodes, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it clicks. Okay, Grace, you think Grace is gonna volunteer himself to go because he's the only guy that can do it,
Yeah.
but he doesn't.
Well, he like thinks about it, and she's like, "I'll give you 3 hours," and he comes back and says, "Yeah, I can." And one of the things that I think why they put it in makes it work really, really well is because this is like after he's put his life on the line so many times on a space shuttle. Like, there's that fishing scene, which
Yeah,
I didn't say this earlier. This is like one of the things I said that I was like, I don't know if this is really spoilers or not. Because I was gonna say there's like a fishing type scene, but that whole scene is like really visually stunning.
yeah, it is.
But during that scene, I think it is during the scene, but there's like a panel that's like he has to like move. And he has
Yeah.
to- and that's when Rocky was like saying, "Don't do it. What we'll just redo it." And he's just like, "But I don't think we'll have another chance." And he just puts his life on the line to fix that so that they can get through that step.
Yeah,
And it goes through all of that, and then they show that he didn't even want to go, but. I guess you could say that she was right because she was like, "I believe in you. I think we can do this." She
Yeah.
was right, but at the same time, like that's kind of a crazy decision
Oh yeah,
you're just forcing him to do that.
you're
Like
killing him
you
essentially.
can say that like that decision saved the world, which
Yeah.
it did, but
Yeah.
it's still such a crazy decision to make.
100%.
But yeah, just their placement of that scene was perfect. Really everything. There isn't like a scene that they placed in a certain spot that I didn't think worked.
Yeah, the timeline of everything worked amazing. I saw some people say this, and I don't agree at all, but they said that they thought the relationship between Grace and her
Yeah,
could have been like a little bit more built up.
I'm about to look her name up.
Uh, like some people were saying, like they thought like that relationship could have been a little bit more built up, so that way when the twist happens, it's a little bit like harder hitting. But I thought they kind of had already built up that relationship. Like the whole scene where like they're talking on the deck and he's like, "Why don't you go hang out with them and sing and stuff?" And she's like telling him like she's trying to stay focused on the mission or whatever. But then like she comes in and like she sings "Sign of the Times" by Harry Styles. Like it kind of shows like Grace really is truly having an impact on her, and like they're becoming close. Like it's not
I
just
agree.
like a so then when she makes that decision to send
It,
him, it's like, wow.
there's scenes at the end of the movie like that they placed there where they would like during that party that were
Yeah.
just specifically there for that reason. So
Yeah.
like I thought they worked well. I know a lot of people said they didn't really care about it, but like I thought it was good.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
I mean, I think a big reason why people probably thought that is because there's just so much. Everything else in this movie is better than that because of
Yeah.
how good this movie is. But like, so that kind of gets overshadowed, I guess, a little bit. But so I could see why people say, "Yeah, I didn't really care about that. I just cared about Rocky and Grace." But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that stuff isn't good.
No, and even the relationship between Grace and Carl, like the bodyguard guy, that helps him
Oh
build
yeah.
the
Oh, by
experiment.
the way, I forget the actor's name, but he's in The Bear. And I love him in that show. So I didn't know he was in this, so I saw him. I was like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you find out her name?
I couldn't. I want to type in to make because I don't know what this.
Well, I
Looks
didn't know
like.
if you did some over the cast. Usually when it has the
Oh, I
actors'
should do
names, it
that.
has the
That's a very good point. Let me do that real quick. I'll open another box. All right. But yeah, it's an awesome movie. Do you have any other?
um I loved the ending. How he's teaching on Rocky's planet, like teaching
Yes.
them
So that,
science.
that's
I
what he
think
did.
that's
That's
so
what he did on
awesome.
Earth.
Yeah, I thought that was so awesome. Um, Maybe my only minor critique is I felt like that at the end they could have like maybe spaced out or like paced the ending a little bit better.
It did jump from.
It was like, and it was very quick. Like it was like, oh, the stuff arrived on.
Yes, because you also just think it's gonna end a certain way. That's what I think. One of the first things I said to you when we were reading through is I thought that movie was gonna end like 5 different times.
Yeah,
Because like you thought for a second like it was gonna end after he went back to save Rocky, which was awesome by the way. I
yeah.
thought it was gonna end after that, and then I believe there's something that happens between that and when
She receives the
yeah
the video
yes, I
messages
thought it was gonna
with
end after
all
all
the
that,
stuff.
but then it just cuts again to him. I'm not gonna remember the name of the planet.
It's like Eldred.
It starts with an E.
It starts with an E. I know that.
But he's on that planet with all of them, and it shows him teaching.
Eldrian. I think it's
Yes,
Eldrian.
Eldrin. But he shows him teaching on that planet, and it also gives the kind of like the thing they do where the audience can pick how they want to
Yeah.
like, want it to end. I know they've said they might do a sequel, but we can talk about that later. But
Yeah.
they make you. The Rock comes up and says, "It's almost time to make the trip to Earth or something. Are you ready or something?" He says, "Let me think about it," because they do mention that. Okay, by the way, her name is Ava Strad.
Ava. Okay.
So, but it's spelled Eva.
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 Maybe it's
I don't
Eva.
know. It might be Eva.
Yeah.
Something. But anyway, she says um to Grace, he's like, you don't have any family, you don't have anyone close to you.
Yeah.
You want some to go. Um, so seeing him think about uh, staying on that planet makes a lot of sense, considering that he created such a special bond with Rocky.
Yeah.
Maybe he does want to stay there. You never know. So maybe people think, he probably just stayed. But also, like, maybe he just does go back and Earth because that's
Yeah.
what he's trying to do the whole time. But I've seen stuff about how like they might do a sequel. I don't know how I feel about that though, because I think this is a pretty perfect ending.
Yeah. I agree. I would probably personally be against it. I don't want to say that fully. I don't know. I did see though that I think I sent it to you. There was like the Martian and the guy that created the Martian, and the guy that created Project Hail Mary, work like considering working together on some sort
On
of
a
a new
new
movie, and I think that would be awesome. I want like both those stories are great stories, and I think that would be great for them to combine into a new story. I
yeah.
would love that. Something else I noticed, I don't know if you picked up on, but on Eldrian, they can control the temperature because
Where'd you see that at?
Grace says something to Rocky about the water temperature. How about one day it's hot, one day it's really cold?
Oh,
They said something about like, can they get that figured out, or like, can they something like because and Rocky asks him like, do you want it to be sunnier? And he's like, no, I'm a sucker for the fog. Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting too, like how like they can manipulate the temperature so that way he can survive because obviously um the rock the rock people they need it really really hot. So I thought that was interesting.
that's right. Me when he goes into Rocky's spaceship, that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was
Like
awesome
that
too.
actually looks so
Yeah,
like
visually it was that's what this movie visually. I think that's what elevated it to a 10 for me. Like I think story wise it is a 9 out of 10, but visually it looks so good
yeah.
that like
I agree.
I think that's what makes it a
Yeah.
10.
Um, two more things I've written down. One of them is just kind of like a something that I guess is kind of interesting. Apparently in the book they don't have like how he would make like a had like a voice changer for like in the book Rocky doesn't actually talk like with a voice changer. He just talks and writes it. I thought
Oh, and then he just like learns the language
he
basically.
just reads it. Like there's no like he doesn't hear like he doesn't have the voice changer for like to hear Rocky talk.
Well, I'm glad that they made it to the
That's a
voice
very
is what makes it.
that's what
Yeah.
even when he's picking the voice, there's some
Yeah,
funny
there's funny ones where each goes through some different
and
like options.
yeah, and there's some where like the voice is just funny and
Yeah.
Rocky's like, yeah, we're definitely not doing that.
Yeah.
It's just funny because like Rocky has no idea what he's like looking at right now.
Yeah.
He's from a completely different planet. Bro, I also liked how like it showed it from his point of view what he saw. Like, it
Yeah.
was like a big like blur.
Yeah, blur like and he was like just seeing like it was almost like infrared that he was seeing like the he was like seeing the shapes of stuff rather than I also liked how they had like a little sand thing that it would like would show what like even when we weren't in his POV we could still kind of see what he was seeing kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Um I know there was something that you said I'm trying to remember now. I just lost it. There's something you said that you loved.
What would what I had to do with or I might remember.
Something with Rocky.
Um,
Oh, it was that when they're all in Eldrian, how
oh,
Grace learned his language and
yeah,
didn't
he
need the
doesn't need it.
translator
Yeah, that was
anymore.
a really. It was like I noticed that immediately because I was like,
Yeah,
where's the voice? I guess it does like play his voice though, or does it?
I think it
No,
did.
it doesn't.
It
It just
doesn't.
has the sounds he makes, and
Oh,
then it has the subtitles with all. And you
oh,
read
okay.
those. Yeah, that's why at first I was like, something's off, and I
Which,
realized, oh, it's the voice changer. Like he's not using that anymore. He just
yeah,
learned the language, which I thought was really cool.
yeah,
Yeah, it reminded me of like Groot with
yeah,
Guardians.
yeah. How Rocket just understands what
Yeah,
it
like and
says.
then like
Yeah,
Tom where we actually learns it too.
yeah,
But yeah, it reminded me of that. That was really cool. And the last thing I've written down is I think like the how they would slowly solve problems. Like there are some times like where I in school I was not the biggest science guy. So there's some stuff that like I get. I was like, okay, that like the H2O stuff.
yeah,
All that I was like on top of. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then there's some stuff I was like, okay, I have no idea what's going on. But I still loved how they slowly would solve problems and they'd go on to the next
yeah.
and keep going until they finally got what they wanted and I thought like it just really worked well. But yeah, that's the last thing I wrote down. It's
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point to end it on. Is I felt like sometimes space movies and I guess science type
it's
movies
hard to understand.
make it yeah like make it hard to understand what's going on. But
I
I thought
under,
this movie like
yeah, I understand a lot of it.
yeah like the way they explain the science like it makes it actually make sense rather than you just having to like well I guess that's what happened like
Yeah,
not really understanding it. So yeah, I thought that was cool too. Yeah, I would 100% recommend people to
for
go see
sure.
it. Like if
It
you have
it
not
is
seen it.
genuinely like even if you're not big into movies, I don't even know why you'd be watching this if you
Yeah,
it is really, really, really good. I think that you, I don't know how you couldn't enjoy this, to be honest.
yeah,
It's pretty good. It is everything as the emotions, as the comedy, as the visuals, as the storytelling, as just like the uniqueness. It's different.
yeah.
So
I think that's the perfect way to describe it. Different. Like it is.
yeah,
It, yeah, like most movies I've seen in the past 5 years, this movie is just so much different. Yeah,
It's awesome. Yeah, that's all I got.
yeah. So you want to move on to
Brand new
Spider-Man
day.
Brand
Yeah,
New Day stuff?
yeah, for sure. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. This released a while ago. Not gonna lie, it's probably
Yeah.
another week, but um, what are your first reactions?
First thing I noticed, new suit, awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I love the more classic, like uh, blue and red. Like obviously, you guys can tell we're huge Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
fans. Um, yeah, I thought the new suit was awesome.
Mhm.
Um, the mutating stuff I think is gonna be super interesting. I've so many people think it's gonna be Man Spider. Uh,
No.
and I don't see that. To me, they're just not. I don't think that's not like a Disney Marvel thing to do. Like to turn him into like a Man Spider. I just
I think what they're doing with that is just like the organic webs.
yeah
Like he's gonna like pretty much everything that he already has is gonna be enhanced.
yeah
And I think that's really cool. Because like one thing that why they really need to do that is they set up in like Homecoming and Far From Home that he Tony Stark helps him out a lot. He gets a lot of technology from him, and now he doesn't have any of that. Now remembers him. He's depressed and he's gonna be by himself. He's probably gonna be struggling financially, which is comic accurate Spider-Man.
yeah
Uh, so giving him this ability where he has organic webs and he has enhanced everything is going to help him a lot more because he's losing all that technology, all that help he had with everything else. So that will help him a little bit. But one thing that I've always like I'm really big. I love Homecoming and I like Far From Home too. I just recently watched them because I got so excited from the trailer. One thing that I wish they kind of did differently is I prefer Spider-Man when he's just kind of not by himself, but like the thing is like the stuff with Tony Stark is so good. Like it's one of my favorite things for in Homecoming. But I do wish that in the future we would get just him by himself
yeah
dealing with uh, just financial problems, trying to make money for himself, and I guess we won't get the high school stuff anymore. But just
maybe some college stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, but stuff like that.
like coming of age type
Just
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
him dealing with stuff on his own, and we are going to get that. That doesn't take away from the Homecoming movie at all. I still think that's a great movie. But I'm excited we're going to go see that. And I just think that doing that mutation stuff, it makes sense.
yeah. No, I agree. Um, the mind control stuff I thought interesting. Don't really know how it's gonna work. Obviously, we don't know who that character is or who they are. Obviously, a lot of people speculating that that's Sadie Sink's character.
Yeah,
Um,
I,
I don't know if I
it
think
could
it could be,
but
but I don't know.
they could also just not be wanting to show her at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're trying to hide. Like,
Because there's been so many trailers where like the first trailer won't show something, and
yeah.
they'll show it up in future trailers.
Which I don't know. Everyone's philosophy is almost different. Are you gonna watch future trailers? Do you think this is the only one we're gonna
I
watch?
watch trailers. I just can't help myself.
Yeah,
So
I get that. Um, Also super excited for Punisher. Like I'm a
yeah,
huge
I was
Punisher
just saying,
fan.
dude, even that just with that short like scene was actually
Yeah,
so good. Like I think that dynamic is gonna be so good. Like
yeah,
just like because Punisher's all this like dark brooding like oh, I'm gonna kill you, Spider-Man is just like he's just like a kid,
yeah,
and him trying to stop Punisher or stop Frank, and he says all right, I'll shoot you, and he shoots him, and then he webs his mouth shut, webs the gun. It's just gonna be really good. I also saw John Bernthal say that like it might have been Tom Holland. It was one to do. They said they have like a some sort of bond. I forget what he
yeah. No, he said it was like one of the most interesting bonds between the like Spider-Man and another character or
yeah.
something like that.
He also said something else about it. I can't really remember really well, but I'm really excited for that. I think it's
Yeah,
just because they're so different.
yeah,
I think it's gonna clash and work really well. So I'm excited for that.
yeah. I'm super excited too because I also thought it might just be a cameo and not really like a
Yeah.
him actually being a part of the story. So I'm excited that he's like actually a part of the story. And something I think I've not seen anyone really talk about is the Bruce Banner stuff. Like
Mhm.
that's something that's kind of I feel like getting lost in all this. Is
Yeah,
like
it's cool because he's going for him because he is knowing what's going on with him,
yeah,
how all the mutations and like he's seeing like they have the scene of him like wrapped in the web and he's turned
yeah.
upside down. And he like you see the organic web, I believe.
Well,
Uh,
I noticed when we just watched it, they actually cut off the arm
Yeah.
You hear the like the
But
flip
I
from
think
the
that's going to be
yeah
Marina Webb, and
yeah
he is going to go to Dr. Banner to learn
yeah
what's going on with that. And I mean, like, I love how they threw him a touch where he's like, "Who are you again?" Because like
yeah
obviously he would know who he was before everything that happened, at home. Yeah, it's interesting. I agree. There's been not a lot of talk about Banner, so yeah, it was a cool touch in the trailer. Um, there's something I was going to say. I can kind of forget, but yeah. Do you have anything else or kind of to say?
um not too much. I mean, Spider-Man is probably my
Uh,
favorite Marvel superhero, so I'm like super excited for this movie.
yeah. So at the end of the trailer, they show the hand. I know you've not seen Daredevil,
Not yet.
but I'm not gonna spoil anything about it, but they are in season 2 of Daredevil, and they're a big part of that season.
Yeah,
So that makes me think if they are in New York, there's no way that Daredevil will not be aware of that, and
yeah.
I feel like they're hiding the fact that Daredevil is going to be this year.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like that scene where he's jumping towards the ninjas. Like
I've seen people say that, like, you
yeah,
can tell that like they might be cutting something off at the
at the
bottom,
bottom. Yeah,
and like you can see like the some of the hand ninjas at the bottom like looking down, not at Spider-Man.
yeah.
So
Well, and like they did the exact same thing in No Way Home. Like
they cut off.
they cut off the other two Spider-Men.
Yeah,
So
but like I think if there's like any like dynamic I could see in the MCU, it would 100% be Spider-Man and Daredevil because I think those are my two favorite Marvel
yeah.
characters.
We've already got them interacting a little bit, not as Daredevil, but
As Matt
Matt
Murdock,
Murdock, and
which is a great scene, and I'm
yeah.
so excited to see. So they're, I forgot that he's not gonna.
He won't know
He's
Peter
not gonna
anymore.
remember him.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah, he won't even know Peter
Yeah,
anymore.
so we'll see how that goes. I mean, obviously Peter will know him, so
Yeah,
maybe he reaches out or something.
yeah,
But also, if the hand's there, Matt could easily just be trying to take them out himself because
yeah,
that's a big part of season 2. I'm really excited for you to watch all that because real quick, there's so much good Punisher stuff. I know you're a big Punisher guy. At the start of season 2 with between Frank and Matt, it's just so
yeah,
really excited for you to see. But yeah, it really made me so excited for that movie. I think I am officially, I already was waiting this over before, but I'm 100% more excited for any day than I am Doomsday. And it's up there for like what I'm most anticipating for this
yeah.
year. It could be number one. It's
We talked a little bit about it off camera, but like just the how much like recognition this trailer has received. We said something about it hit like a billion views like over like now like that's crazy. Like this movie could make like stupid money. Like
yeah, you guys are at the list now because we were talking about this before too. Do you think this movie will beat out No Way Home? Because we were talking about it. We both definitely agree that it will be the second highest grossing Spidey movie. But yeah, just let us know because we do think it's gonna make a lot. I think it's gonna make about 1.5, 1.6. I think you said you think it might eclipse 2 bill, so we'll see.
yeah,
It's gonna make a lot of money. The fact that it's getting that many views on a trailer is insane.
I mean I think opening weekend I think I think it's definitely I think it's got a shot to eclipse 200 million the opening weekend. Like I obviously don't think it's gonna hit those high like that like what like in games like something 300. Yeah, 300. Like I don't think it's gonna hit anything like I don't know if it's gonna hit anything like that. But I could easily see this eclipsing 200. Um, I think it'll. I honestly like. I think this might save Marvel in some ways. Like I think a lot of people think that Doomsday is kind of the like the either going to be the saving grace, the death of the MCU type of thing.
Yeah,
But like if this movie has a strong showing and like
it might be. Especially because it's Spider Man.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's kind of like a I don't Spider-Man's not going to be in Avengers, so
Um,
it's almost
this movie isn't this taking place like around the same time as
I would assume so. I don't know entirely sure of the timeline of it, but like it's almost like you're getting these three different like characters within their own kind of area or group. You know, with if Daredevil does show up and Punisher and Spider-Man, so like just that all that dynamic within New York, I think that's awesome. Like even if it's a flop, yeah, the Avengers stuff's a flop and not that great, like people would still have like this stuff to look forward to within the MCU. So
uh, one thing I forgot to mention is we see Scorpion.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's
in a suit too.
exciting to see a new villain. Which, I mean, I guess they've done a new villain every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically what they brought back.
I mean, technically he's in Homecoming.
Yeah.
We don't see him.
And Green Goblin is at the end of TASM 2, I guess, again. But
Yeah.
that's the only time they've really like used a villain. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm super excited. Like it's
Also, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with here in India.
yeah,
I don't know like how I feel about them like getting back together. We'll see where they go with that. I think it would be interesting to see him because obviously he's watching Charlie Trey, he's watching MJ and Ned. I'm curious like what is going to go on with that. I have a feeling they're going to get back together though, because
yeah,
I mean he did promise her at the end that he was going to come back to her. It's also just in Zendaya. Like I feel like they're. It also would be really satisfying. I feel like even though I know some people I wouldn't like that. They just want him to move on,
yeah.
let her go. But uh, I think I would be cool to watch. So.
I think I can see both ways. Like I think it could be cool to explore that of like how does he like get her back and like explain to her everything that happened.
Yeah.
Um, and then also like I could see it working well if he just decides like, I'm gonna let them live their lives and I'm gonna try and move on type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really interesting where it's going. Super excited for the Spider-Man. Can't wait for more trailers and just kind of a little bit more information. But yeah, when it comes out, it's gonna be great.
I do think it's gonna be really good. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I think that's all I got on it.
Yeah, I think that's all I have as well.
You ready?
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining, especially if you're still watching now. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, you're actually the go if you're still.
Yeah, you're a real one because yeah,
we want to do this. We want to keep making more videos, and it'll just give us. We'll be more and more motivated. People are out there actually watching and caring about what we have to say. So.
yeah. So if you want, just go ahead and drop down in the comments like your favorite superhero to let us know that you made it this far.
Tell us anything you want about it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So this is the first of many. So hopefully you guys get to see you guys, weekly here at the Night Watch podcast. We'll see you guys next week.